All right, Addy. This is Mr. J, and this little video is for you tonight. Hopefully you looked at your phone. I know you said you turned your sound off or whatever, but hopefully you look at it. This is that second page I was talking about. So what I did at the top of this page, I gave you oxidation numbers or charges for each group that you'll be using. This is how we determine to write formulas from names. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But everything in group number 1 has a 1 plus charge. Group 2 has a 2 plus charge. Group 3, 3 plus charge. Group 5, 3 minus. Group 6, 2 minus. Group 7, 1 minus. I know we skipped group 4. Don't worry about that. We skipped group 8. Don't worry about that. Just worry about these groups here. So the first thing you want to do is take a look at the name, and we want to make them a formula. So on this paper, the second column, it says the charges. Well, I know lithium is in the first group, so lithium has a 1 plus charge. Iodine, which from iodide, is in group 7. It's got a 1 minus charge. Well, iodine right there and a 1 minus charge here. So the charges are the same, but anyway, what we'd normally do is we would switch the charges if the numbers were different, not the charges, switch the numbers if the numbers were different. We have two 1s sitting here as exponents, so we can leave them where they are. The unsimplified version of this would be Li1, I1. See, really what we did is we just took this one and put it here, and this one and put it there. Even though the numbers are the same, you can do that. It's just it turns out to be the same. Anyway, the formula for this is Li. What I had done is I had just taken the 1s away. That Li1, I1 that we see right in here, that is because that is the unsimplified version, and we can reduce both numbers down. We divide both by 1. We can get rid of, or take both of 1 away. We end up with Lii. We don't have to write the 1s. A 1 is represented just by the symbol itself. Let me see if I can unconfuse you. Let's take a look at this one right here. We have K with a 1 plus. We've got an S with a 2 minus. Okay. K is potassium, so you're going to write potassium here. Okay. And then S is sulfur, and you end that last name with IDE, so it's sulfide. Sulfide. And that part's taken care of. Okay, so now those are the charges. K has a 1 plus, S with a 2 minus. And now what you're going to do, since they're not the same, is you're going to take that 2, put it over by the K, and that 1, put it over by the S. We're switching them. I know Miss Raw probably call it a swap and drop, but just switch the numbers. Not the charges, switch the numbers. So now what you're going to end up with is, as an unsimplified version, because we moved those numbers, is K2S1. Now, what we can do is get rid of that 1 because we do not need it, and we can just write the correct formula as K2S. Okay? Let me do one more, and I see if you can figure out the remaining 2. Okay. Well, the first one we were not given the name, and we were not given the charges, and we were not given the unsimplified, but we have the formula. Oops. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll do with that one. That's MgO. Well, magnesium is the name of the first one. You know what? I think I'll just kind of do one more and give you the last one. Magnesium, and then O stands for oxygen. We make that oxide, so magnesium oxide. Okay. The charges, magnesium is in the second column. That's 2 plus, and oxygen is in 6, which is 2 minus. Okay, the numbers are the same. So the idea is simply you switch the numbers for the unsimplified version, just take them and move them around. They're still the same thing. Mg2O2. And we can reduce that down by both numbers being divided by 2 or taking those 2's away. We end up with MgO. Okay, we don't need the 2's there at all. So let's go back to this one right here with calcium and bromine. Calcium, of course. Write the name. Oops, that's terrible. Calcium, right there. Calcium. There we go. And bromine becomes bromide. All right, IDE. And so the charge is calcium is in group 2, so it has a 2 plus charge. Bromine is in group 7, has a 1 minus charge. So we switch them now. That goes there, that number goes there, and we end up with CaBr2. Simplified version is CaBr2. We do not need to show the 1. Okay. Now I'm going to let you handle the beryllium nitride one on your own. All right, let's go down below. Now in this one, these are all, well, this looks a little bit different. Okay, same kind of idea. Sodium oxide. Okay, sodium is in the first group, 1 plus. Oxide is oxygen, that's in the 6th group, that's 2 minus. All right, you see that the exponents are different. Switch the numbers. Unsimplified becomes Na2S1. Simplified formula, Na2S. We do not need to show that 1. Lastly but not least, I think I'll stop at calcium oxide. I think you can handle this one. We show calcium oxide. We have the Ca for the calcium. We have the O for the oxygen. We see that both have a 2 for the exponent. Yeah, you switch them. No big deal. That 2 goes there. That 2 goes there. We end up with a unsimplified formula of Ca2O2, which we simplify that down becomes CaO. Right? And that should be it for that page. And then, no, we don't need that. Okay. So now, let's look at this one. This is transition metal stuff. Now this one, we show that, and with transition metals, they may have more than one charge. So when they have more than one charge, we show what charge is being used by a number, a Roman numeral, and parentheses, like you see one here. That's why this one is called copper 1 fluoride. The charge on the copper is a +1. That's what the parentheses means. So since this means 1 plus for that copper, we're going to write copper with a 1 plus, and we're going to write fluorine, which is a 1 minus. Those numbers are the same, so we're going to write Cu1F1, and the formula would be CuF. Now I'm going to stop after the second one here. All right, manganese is a transition metal, so we will use parentheses, and the charges on that are simple. Now, okay, so here we go. Manganese 2 with 2 plus charge, phosphorus with a 3 minus, so we have manganese. Where is it? I'll write this. Manganese. Okay. Manganese 2 phosphide. Why a 2? Because the charge on the manganese is what is in parentheses. The charge on whatever that cation is the Roman numeral that will go in parentheses. So those are the charges. Now what we have to do, since they are different, is we're going to switch them. That manganese 2 is going to go there. That 3 is going to go there. The unsimplified version becomes Mn3P2. That's unsimplified. But it's also the simplified formula because you can't reduce 3 and 2 and get a whole number for it. So we're just going to write Mn3P2. Okay? Yeah, I can do one more, I guess. So here we go. Let's do this one. Copper 3 oxide. Remember, that's the charge on the copper. That's 3 plus. So we're going to write copper with a 3 plus here. And oxygen, if you go to the periodic table, it's in group 6. It's going to have a 2 minus charge. So what we're going to do now is just we're going to take those numbers. So we're going to take that one and put it there. Take that one and put it there. And then the unsimplified version is Cu2O3. And since it can't be reduced down any further, it's going to be Cu2O3. Okay? Now, Addy, I hope this helps. Any questions, catch me in the morning. Good luck.